So I'm joined today on the 50th running of the Clayton Velo Spring Classic by Ian Wilkinson, part of the new team, Pedal Heaven. So Ian, plans for today?
Try and win. One of us anyway. I think that probably 99% of the field should be setting out with that intention, I hope. And yeah, 50th edition, so it's actually a pretty major win, I think, isn't it? Definitely get a little bit more kudos for that. And the weather's looking good this year. It's dry but cold, so everyone should be interested.
Exactly, the weather's certainly an awful lot better than it was last year. Obviously, you're in a new team this year as well with Pedal Heaven. Perth's pedal race last weekend, and the team did especially well. Does that put the pressure on for today?
Yeah, it does a bit, but as ever, the pressure always comes from yourself. It's every man's got to work hard and close this scratch group down.
Well, it's an interesting point you make there, because that junior group has got some very, very talented lads in it, hasn't it? If they
the World Championships and all sorts.
Exactly. If they're given the full 7 minutes allowance that potentially they could be, bringing that gap's going to be a challenge.
It will. So we just need to cajole a little bit of togetherness. I think, obviously some folk will be more keen than others, but yeah, it's a fair gap. Over 55.5 mile on twisting roads. It's not the 1 minute for 10k or something around here. It's more like let's see what we can do. So
no, that's fair enough. I mean, there are grippy roads around these parts as well, although perhaps a little bit slippy this morning. Are you taking any technological kind of leads on precious tyres, anything like that?
Well, we've got Conti tyres and pumped them up to like really, really not that hard. So I got some grip and suppleness. Yeah, I just don't go crazy in the corners here. You're not going to win by slapping off on a bend, are you? And stop dive bombing as well. It's a road race.
You heard it here first, kids. Thanks, Ian.
No worries.
So I'm joined down by former Clayton Velo member and ex-international Carl Smith. So Carl, looking forward to today?
Yes, it's going to be great fun. It's a good day. The weather's looking decent for this year's event. Special one with being the 50th. So yes, it's good to look forward to it. Probably getting too old these days being a vet, but it's nice to sometimes race with the younger lads and also the top elite riders of the day that this race has always attracted.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And obviously over the years, you've been involved in the sport for a long time now. Do you see any particular changes in the race preparation compared to back in the day?
Yes, the warm-ups definitely seem to be a lot bigger and more turbo orientated, where we just tended to ride up and down the road a couple of times and then say we're ready to go. So yeah, the races tend to be flat out right from the word go, because these riders are properly warming up, so it's making the events harder and faster for longer.
And your own training over the winter, you were telling me earlier on that it's been predominantly turbo training rather than road miles this year.
Yes, I've bucked the trend of what I used to do many years ago when I was an international, stacking the miles in. It's been all turbo training this winter, basically because of family and work commitments, and the weather's been so awful that I just decided I'll do the turbo training and try some of these newer methods where you train shorter but harder. So we'll see how that pans out for today and the season.
Quality, not quantity, then, really.
That's basically in the aim this winter, what I've done, yes, because in my mind, with not being out on the bike so long, make every minute, every hour counts, yes.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So how many times have you ridden the Spring Classic now, Carl?
This will probably be 10th, something like that, with my best finish being 5th behind Bernie Burns back in 1984, something like that.
No, excellent. Well, thanks for joining us today, Carl, and have a great race.
Thanks very much indeed. So hope the race runs well and no accidents. Thanks very much.
Cheers, thank you. 50th running of the Clayton Velo Spring Classic has followed the same format over recent years. Run as a handicap race, the field is broken up into groups, with the juniors off first and then the category 2, 3, 4 riders 3 minutes later. The scratch group with first category and elite riders is at 6 minutes. In comparison with past years, the final group was looking a little light on numbers, but not that this mattered, as the race did see selections being formed and a drag race between them over the 15 laps of the smaller 3.9 mile Basherleaf circuit just outside Clitheroe. The junior group was filled with quality, and soon 2 riders were clear, including first place junior from last year, Rob Scott. Behind, the Pedal Heaven led scratch group made short work of the gap to the next group, but with an inflated bunch it was getting dangerous, and so Ian Wilkinson and Pedal Heaven teammate James Gullen went off to chase the juniors. An accomplished time triallist, Gullen had set a course record on the local Bolton by Bowland circuit the day before and proceeded to do huge turns in an attempt to bridge the gap. After a good winter of preparation, Cyclesport Pendle's Alex Orty wasn't the only rider to see his day spoilt by puncture or mechanical. From 5 minutes to 4, 3, 2 and so on, the gap came down, and with a lap to go it was down to just 40 seconds. With a tiring group of juniors made up of 4 VC UK PH Mass and 2 Provision riders, VC UK duo Tom Pidcock and Rob Scott went off the front, and it was then them against the 2 Pedal Heaven riders of James Gullen and local favourite Ian Wilkinson. As the race reached its conclusion, Clayton Velo stalwart and race director Alan Roper joined the mass ranks of spectators at the finish. A veteran of all 50 editions of the race, as either rider or official, Alan's presence had been in doubt due to ill health. No one was sure if the leaders would get caught, and with credit to handicapper Peter Boast, they did in the last few hundred metres. After a long chase and 58 miles of grippy roads in the legs, Wilkinson's best efforts to pull off a local victory were denied, as he couldn't match the finishing speed of Tom Pidcock and the lead out of Rob Scott, as they held on for a 1-2 for Team VC UK PH Mass. Winner Tom later explained he hadn't had a break since the Cyclocross World Championships, in which he placed 5th. He adds his name to an illustrious list of past winners, including Ian Stannard, Dean Downing and Rob Hales. A disappointed third, Ian Wilkinson had just run out of legs, but cheekily added that, as we'd given them 6 minutes, we probably won by 5 minutes 56 seconds.
So if your top 3 can stay out here, we have flowers as well, provided by Going Dutch Continental Florist at Nelson, I believe. Yeah. So 3rd place, local rider, Pedal Heaven's own Ian Wilkinson. No sign for Superman today? No. In 2nd place, VC UK PH Mass, Rob Scott. And our winner after a very, very good race, great ride from the juniors to stay out as long as they did. Great ride from the team to do what they did and work together, and testament to the work being put in behind the scenes by Provision and PH Mass, VC UK. But our winner today, very well deserved, Tom Pidcock. So we can ask our winners to, Tom, if you want to step onto the podium. So we get a couple of pictures and something there for Ken's camera. So we'll just stick a microphone under Mr. Wilkinson's nose at the moment. So your event today, tell me a little bit more. How did it go? Apart from going third.
Yeah, you could say it was the ultimate
Spring Classic.
ultimate 50th edition, yeah. Handicap, I would say, 25 minutes to go, it all come together, doesn't it? So somebody's done a good bit of math there, either that or it was just real fast. We couldn't keep up. Fantastic weather conditions and a good race. I think everyone should be pretty chuffed, and these boys have done a sterling job and show what quality we've got in Britain in the youngsters now. So hope they can just keep rising up the ranks, and you can see a real good progression for young British riders now, and yeah, the sky literally is the limit for this sort of talent now. So
Excellent, thanks Ian. So he's probably more used to having a microphone stuffed under his nose, but we'll very, very briefly come this way as well. So Rob, good ride today, away early on, just the two of you for a little while. Did that count towards the end? Did that make a difference?
Maybe, yeah. I was a bit tired because I'd been away the whole race, but we were getting time checks on the last lap saying it was like 40 seconds. So we were probably a bit complacent really on the last lap, and we turned around and they were sort of there. So we just said to each other, let's absolutely smash it and not try and win. Don't matter who wins really, just one of us. So yeah.
So no team orders then?
No, not really, just make sure.
Not really?
No.
No, don't answer that, so it doesn't matter. No, appreciate that, great ride. And Tom, your views on the race?
Well, I guess I got to thank Rob for sacrificing himself for me, and I guess I owe him one. And yeah, good.
Excellent, well deserved. Well done guys.